The common hedgehog can be seen in the forest, grove, park, or garden. It moves around without hiding, rustling the leaves, snoring loudly, and chomping while it eats. Even though the hedgehog looks very nice, it is unlikely that you will be able to pet it unless you do it very carefully, because this cutie is almost completely studded with sharp spines. Hedgehogs aren't as harmless as they seem. They are predators by nature. They don't eat mushrooms and apples or carry them on their spines, as is often shown in cartoons. In fact, hedgehogs, they're tough guys, and even snakes are afraid of them. Hey guys, welcome to our channel today. We're going to talk about hedgehogs and why even vipers are afraid of them. So everyone knows who the hedgehog is. You can come across this ancient inhabitant of our planet in a city park, or find it rustling and snorting under the floor of your country house. Dinosaurs have died out. The appearance of most animals has changed, but the hedgehog remains the same as it was millions of years ago. The common hedgehog inhabits Western and Central Europe, including the British Isles and southern Scandinavia. It can also be found in the north and center of the European part of Russia. This cute animal is common to a wide variety of habitats, except vast swamps and dense coniferous forests. It prefers coppices, forest borders, small clearings, floodplains, and often settles next to people. The common hedgehog is a small animal. Its body is 20 to 30 centimeters long, with a tail of about 3 centimeters and body weight of 700 to 800 grams. The common hedgehog is active at night. Despite their apparent clumsiness, hedgehogs are fairly fast. They can move at speeds up to 3 meters a second. Moreover, they can swim and even jump. Hedgehogs lead a solitary lifestyle, but they settle close to each other. Like many nocturnal animals, the hedgehog has poor eyesight. However, it has a keen sense of smell and hearing. The hedgehog is an omnivore, but first and foremost, it is a predator. Its diet is based on adult insects, caterpillars, slugs, sometimes earthworms, and yes, even mice. Under natural conditions, it rarely attacks vertebrates. Numb reptiles and amphibians most often fall prey to the hedgehog. It can sometimes eat mice and voles too. Occasionally, hedgehogs feast on eggs or chicks of birds nesting on the ground. So hedgehogs don't hunt for snakes on purpose, only when life forces them to. In fact, snakes are the natural enemies of hedgehogs. The two cannot coexist in the same territory. Therefore, when a hedgehog comes to the site, all the snakes leave, whether it's a grass snake or a viper. Even poisonous vipers don't pose a threat to the hedgehog. The prickly animal is resistant to the snake's venom. The protein erinacin protects the hedgehogs from the venomous effect, and in small quantities, the venom does no harm to the hedgehog. By the way, the hedgehog is resistant not only to viper venom. The animal can come in contact with such potent substances as arsenic, hydrocyanic acid, and opium without any harm to its health. The hedgehog rarely hunts snakes, although of course it will not miss a chance to do so if a snake isn't vigilant enough. Vipers usually initiate the fight with the hedgehog, either for protecting their future offspring or for reclaiming their territory. The hedgehog attacks snakes only if there is no other food. First, it provokes the snake to strike by attacking it, and it immediately curls up. The snake hisses and strikes the hedgehog in response, trying to bite it. The hedgehog curls up into a tight, prickly ball. This happens multiple times. The cunning hedgehog waits for the snake to get tired, then abruptly attacks it with its sharp teeth and bites the snake's spine. The spines of the hedgehog serve as a good protection against snake venom, because it's hard for a snake to bite a hedgehog. A snake rarely comes out victorious in a fight with an adult hedgehog. A hedgehog can still die from a large number of venomous bites, so it is important that it doesn't get bitten much. By the way, gardeners lure the prickly guest to their territory to prevent snakes from settling there. First, they leave treats for the hedgehog every evening, and then they set up a house for it in dense thickets. The spines of a common hedgehog are short, no more than 3 centimeters. The spines on the head are divided into 2 parts. The spines on the back, sides, and head reach a length of 2 centimeters. They are hollow inside and filled with air. Spines grow as quickly as hair. They are thin, long, and very sparse hairs between the spines. The hedgehog's head and belly are covered with coarse and usually dark hairs. Adult hedgehogs usually have 5,000 to 6,000 spines, while younger individuals have about 3,000. When encountering a strong-smelling object, hedgehogs exhibit a strange behavior known as self-anointing. The hedgehog licks the objects and then covers its spines in the resulting frothy saliva. Sometimes hedgehogs even pick up cigarette butts or perfumed cotton wool with their spines. The function of this behavior is still not clear. Presumably, this is a way of repelling parasites. A hedgehog can be a carrier of diseases such as ringworm, yellow fever, salmonellosis, leptospirosis, and rabies. They are infested with ticks and fleas. In the woodlands, hedgehogs get more ticks, including encephalitic ones, than any other animal, since their prickly cover sweeps hungry ticks from the grass like a brush. The hedgehog cannot get rid of the ticks that have gotten in between the spines. Now, as it gets cold, the hedgehog's life processes slow down considerably. At a temperature of less than 10 degrees, hedgehogs are actively engaged in arranging a suitable burrow. As it gets frosty, they tightly close the entrance and fall into hibernation. Hibernation usually lasts from October to April. During hibernation, the hedgehog's body temperature drops to 1.8 degrees Celsius, with the pulse slowing down to 20 to 60 beats per minute. In the summer, the pulse rate is 180 beats per minute. The respiration rate is 1 breath per minute. During the summer, the hedgehog has to store as much fat as possible, because if it hibernates without a sufficient supply of fat, less than 500 grams, then it risks starving to death in winter. After hibernation, the hedgehog doesn't leave the nest until the air temperature reaches 15 degrees Celsius. Cold weather is not the main reason for hibernation. Much more important is the fact that there is nothing to eat in winter, and hedgehogs must consume lots of food per day for proper functioning. An excellent confirmation of this is the behavior of domesticated individuals. They do not even think of hibernation. A hedgehog usually builds its own burrow. Many young hedgehogs die by choosing the wrong place for hibernation. Nests are built in bushes, pits, caves, abandoned rodent burrows, or in tree roots. The nest is usually 15 to 20 centimeters in diameter. It is made of dry grass, leaves, or moss. It is important for hedgehogs to create conditions under which the temperature will not fall below zero. Now, after hibernation, the mating season of hedgehogs begins. Fights between males over females are very common. Males bite each other's legs and muzzles. They push each other and use their spines to hurt the opponent. During the fight, hedgehogs sniff and snort loudly. After the battle, the winner circles around the female for hours. After mating, hedgehogs go different ways. The sow either digs in its own burrow or uses abandoned rodent burrows as a refuge. The burrow contains a bedding of dry grass and leaves. The female usually only has 1 litter per year. There are usually 4 hoglets in a litter. Hoglets are born spineless, blind, with bright pink skin. The weight of a newborn is only 12 grams. A few hours after birth, hoglets develop white and dark, soft spines. The real spines are formed by the 15th day of life. A month later, hedgehogs learn to get food on their own. Hedgehogs play a significant role in many biocenoses, since they eat a significant amount of invertebrates, mix soil layers, and are part of nature's cleanup crew. Well, that's all for today. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know in the comments the most interesting hedgehog fact you learned, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel too. We'll see you next time.